Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LTA North. Spring 2025.
Boy and Seos cashing in on a top lane turret.
So Bwipo base started running back top, and it was a very late recall and reset here.
The majority of the grubs is FlyQuest stepping up to try to contest Shopify, who have already secured the second. Nice engage coming out from Contracts, but where's the rest of the damage? They don't have the burst. The first blood already finds its way into Masu's.
Used the heal. But Fudge is going to get pushed. We don't know exactly where Contracts was. We just know he was heading down towards bot lane, and there he is.
Oh, Contracts misses the Sejuani ulti, and Bwipo's trying to flash early to get away from some of the dive, but Seos is ready to back him up. And Shopify Rebellion sent down 3 to find the first kill, but now Inspired is fighting back, looking to get some sort of a vengeance here for his fallen top laner. Contracts down to 300 HP, finds the stun as Seos is absorbing the damage from the turret, but Inspired has already picked up one. Busio tags a second now with a Winter's Bite. Seos has to try to escape, and Inspired needs a win, becomes lightning, but Contracts with a very nice sidestep. It's not going to be enough. The feat of warfare claimed by FlyQuest as Shopify Rebellion is sent packing.
Nicely done there by FlyQuest. Inspired able to get in, and then the roam down. They will lose one plate mid lane, but Bwipo can actually TP out and cover mid there from B-Boy. So really well done overall. Yeah, Bwipo dies, but Masu's farming plates and bot. They got multiple kills back. They forced out multiple flashes as well. You know, both Fudge and Contracts had to flash, so it's just a trade of flashes. They're getting more off of the extended play, as it looks like Masu is going to be able to actually claim this, and that should be the feats of strength as they grab the first tower here.
A little bit himself, as Inspired has his ulti stolen by the Sylas. FlyQuest going to force down the tier 1 turret here. A nice shuffle coming out from Quad. Forces Summoner Spells back out of B-Boy, but now Inspired in trouble in the back line as B-Boy barely survives, and Masu's going to get shut down. Inspired could be in some danger now too. Lots of damage coming in from Shopify Rebellion. They've already found 2 kills, and Palafox wants to make it a third. He claims Busio's life, and now another death's going to pour in as Quad will fall as well. It's absolute disaster for Fly. It's a spell. It's an auto attack enchanted by the magic of a spell. I can agree that you are sorely and sadly mistaken, and I will forgive you for that. Failure point was just the fact that Quad went in slightly too early for the shuffle on B-Void, because then they had to spend 2 more auto attacks to kill the turret instead of him. He barely escaped, and it just all collapsed. But now, FlyQuest have already claimed the first 2 Drakes. Shopify want to stop their stack, but FlyQuest are not willing to allow them to do such a thing, as now they're taking over the Drake pit. The Drake already down to about 4,000 HP. Seos and Contracts, keep your eyes on them here for the engage. Busio has already thrown up the shield. Contracts gets an ulti, but it doesn't do a whole lot. The Chemtech Drake going to be secured by Quad and the rest of FlyQuest, as Contracts is left to the wolves. Shopify Rebellion just fall apart here fighting for this. The Dragon goes over to FlyQuest. The kill also looking pretty good for their side, but not quite going to come through.
It's so interesting, you know, how Shopify decided to play this out, because they weren't willing to give the tier 2 top, which is obviously a lot of gold to give over to Bwipo. But I feel like if you just bring Palafox to the fight, you win the fight for sure. Yes, you will lose your tier 2 top, but you're probably going to be able to get something more on the other side. It's just kind of interesting because they decided to actually match, which I think is really advantageous for FlyQuest. Bwipo really can't do a lot if he showed up to the 5v5, whereas I think Palafox can. So it ended up just being this scrap in the side lane, and now Masu is here. He could be in trouble.
Yeah, Palafox, not long for this world. A stolen Corki ulti's not getting you out of that one, and Masu collects another kill.
Fight. So yeah, so basically what you are gaining though is the automatic pickup of all the flowers. So if you get the smite, you get that. That is automatic. You also do get this takedown proc, like you were talking about, which is about 600 IE third. More people have been experimenting with just kind of the BT first, as Bwipo may be going down here. He's got to run.
Yeah, Fudge doing a good job here in this trade at the start. Gets the 1v1 against Bwipo's Nidalee. Fudge comes out on top. Quad makes the TP up into the top side of the map to guarantee that it's an even trade 1-for-1. But considering the enemy top laner is dead and the enemy mid laner just teleported to the other side of the map, the remainder of Shopify Rebellion is making the call to go for the Thornbound Otacon. Palafox is coming in over the wall to try to contest Inspired. They can't allow him to be able to steal this one away. They're all going to dive in, switch the focus over onto Inspired instead, but he steals it away. Inspired steals the objective, and now Masu's in a killing spree. He might just go even further. Shopify Rebellion crumble kill. Inspired, the hero of the day. A triple kill over to Masu as the dust settles. And it's about to be one more on top. Palafox trying to sneak through the brushes, but he shoots him right in the face. Point blank range with the Corky gun. There's no way out. That is it.
Yeah, that is devastation for Shopify there. It all came down to the W here into the smite, is able to secure it. Contract cannot get it. And again, you instantly get all of the flower buffs. You instantly get that takedown buff that we're seeing, that little pop, that AoE pop that is coming through. And Masu with the BT there, very tanky. You know, more and more people have been trying this build on different ADs instead of just MF, getting an early Bloodthirster side lane, but it just hasn't really mattered here, and it's going to be another fight. Seos in trouble.
Yeah, Seos is going to die before anybody else can even do anything with the Rakan engage. Just getting caught out there, and now FlyQuest moving up to continue their work on the turrets. Bwipo, free firing time on that tier 2 up there, claims that, brings the gold lead up to 6,500 as the rest of FlyQuest will move on over to the Baron. Taking this is great for them, and it also removes one of those comeback conditions from Shopify if they were to win a fight later on. B-Boy's going to walk up, try to check the area, immediately finds Busio waiting for him there with a winner's bite. Fudge versus Bwipo. B-Boy swooping in here with a killer instinct. One more shot's going to get him. Bwipo did not manage to flash over the wall, so the first kill goes to Shopify Rebellion as Palafox does not end up getting stunned by the fourth and final hit there with a Winter's Bite. Busio trying to get away. They want to go in after Quad, but a nice use of stasis keeps him alive. Masu going godlike. They've already killed 2 on the side of Shopify. Double kill over to Masu. The Corky is absolutely massive. Palafox needs a little bit more damage, but he ain't going to find enough. Contracts will die next. Everybody on Shopify is way too squishy for
B-Boy. Fudge, isn't able to actually finish off the kill himself, but it just doesn't even matter because Bwipo is trying to get to a wall, trying to flash over, can't actually find the angle, flashes into the wall, goes down, and Shopify here decide, you know what, we're just going to try to make the fight very quick on the Seeker's arm guard. Perfect timing.
Yeah, really good response from him as now he has to try to get away. Shopify trying to make their move back here in the mid lane as Quad dashes back over the wall. Busio should die here. Quad falling back to the safety of Inspired and Bwipo. FlyQuest now in a 3v5 in the mid lane, now a 4v5 with Masu ready to join, and honestly, they like those odds. B-Boy has to get away from the Sun Disc as Inspired keeps chasing after Palafox. Contracts defensive ulti to try to get him and the rest of the team out, but Masu's not going to allow it. Legendary Corky in the mid lane. FlyQuest have a 4v4 game, and they're smashing their way into the enemy base. The first inhibitor is already down in mid, and in bottom lane, the wave is just about ready to crash into the tier 3 turret next.
Yeah, Shopify gonna try to defend here, but I don't think they have the gas to be able to hold on for very long. They're going to have to give this inhib very likely. They're waiting for contracts up in 20 seconds. Busio just respawning now, so it is going to be a 5v4 potentially briefly if they overstay, but they are just going to back off. He's going to be almost impossible to take out. There's a Mikhail's and a Locket on Busio. He's going to be protecting him. Yeah. If you can't kill Masu, you just can't win the fight, and I just don't think they have the tools or the damage to really be able to do it unless Masu just like Valks in the middle of 5 people.
Yeah, Masu would have to make a pretty serious error, but right now it's all 3 inhibitors down. FlyQuest on the victory push. Shopify have 1 fight left, but the health bars are just getting chipped away before the fight can even start. Bwipo and Masu just poking at these guys as the first Nexus turret is already about to die. It's going to drop right there before the fight even starts. Contracts and Seos have to find their way in. Seos gets a knock up on the Quad, but it's not going to matter as Masu's already killed him. Double kill for the Corky. B-Boy with a killer instinct is going nowhere fast. The stasis isn't going to work. Quad even lives through it. Only 2 left alive on Shopify Rebellion, but the Nexus turrets are down. FlyQuest will look to pick up whatever they can here on the steps and pad those stats, but 19-8, FlyQuest take game 1.
Nicely done by FlyQuest, but it's another game.
Aware that Bwipo is willing to lock this in. He's willing to use this in that magic bag of tricks that he has here in draft, and this time around, I'm not going to lie, I am excited to see how well Bwipo does
by Fudge, so instead he is going to stay around and try to push this one out. Probably can just pop the Maiden. Inspire going to be on this Dragon here early, which means FlyQuest are going to have an opportunity to potentially go for both the Grubs and the first Dragon. Again, something you really couldn't do last patch.
Yeah, this is what's really interesting to me on this one. Did pick up all 3 Grubs while Inspired was down there covering for the 2v2 aggro. Equalizer dropped up here. Flash over the wall from Fudge. He wants to keep going after Bwipo. Fudge with the solo kill. Pretty much right after spawn. as Shopify have it down below half HP. FlyQuest still looking for an opportunity to enter into this bot side river. Contracts and Palafox putting the damage into the objective. FlyQuest, they don't have enough men close by to contest before the objective is gone. Now Quad getting caught out here as Palafox wants to go in. Fate sealed, looking for a ton of damage here onto the enemy mid lane with Contracts trying to help him, but they just don't have enough with that Morning Mist, I believe is the name of it, as Contract's going to lead the way. They want the dive. Fudge going in for the flash again. Bwipo getting cooked. Contract's taking the kill.
On him, and then Seos is able to get that hook as a result. Fudge getting aggressive, but Inspired is here this time.
Yeah, this time it's FlyQuest who are bringing extra firepower into the top lane battle, and Fudge will get shut down. Money over in Bwipo's pocket as bullet time doesn't get enough. Seos trying to keep Bwipo locked up inside that ultimate. But
this is going to be not only the kill, but it's going to be the turret form as well, because Yorick crushes through these towers here. Even without the ult, the ghouls are going to do a lot of work. So he's going to be able to push in this wave, get the kill, and we'll see where he is gold-wise now. In fact, he's going to be about 700, 800 gold ahead of where Fudge is. So he's going to be feeling really good about his position in the game after that.
Yeah, nicely done there. As Shopify Rebellion go ahead and start up the third Drake of the game. It is Hextech Rift, 1 Dragon to 1 so far in the count, and Shopify have everybody that's not Fudge already down here. Fudge has his teleport ready to use. If FlyQuest want to fight this, they know it would have to be a full send. Shopify are already here so early that FlyQuest...
they are close to feats. You know, they're 1 kill away from potentially getting those feats.
All right, let's see if they can get it done as the Herald is summoned up in mid lane. 1 charge, I would think, takes this turret down, or at least it's close. Nicely done there to pick up that turret.
Yeah, they're trying to delay for Bwipo to get the mid lane push so he can actually join without having to TP. Palafox is also moving now, but Palafox is a little bit closer. It's very, very close.
Okay, True Shot Barrage fired off by Masu, but he doesn't find a whole lot out of it just yet. Little bit more as the Maokai ulti flies through, but they only engage onto Inspired. Seos having to get back away as Bwipo joins into the fight. Quad's off on the side, the bullet time over the top, looking to shred through the Dragon, but it's going to be slain by Contracts on Shopify, as now they have to scramble to try to get back to a good position. Palafox, Fate sealed back over the wall. Shopify Rebellion take the objective and disengage with no deaths.
Yeah, the question is, can FlyQuest force the Otacon? And it looks like the answer is they're going to try. Bwipo is starting this up. Yorick can solo this thing. He lost his maiden in the fight, which really does suck. It's going to reduce his damage a lot, and they are aware of it, so he's going to have to pull off now, but it's kind of still leashed. Now there's an opportunity potentially for Shopify to say, you know what, we're just going to take it. We're just going to say thanks for the leash and try to start this up. Will they keep it aggro? The Ghoul is doing a good job of it, and now, yeah, Contracts has moved on. He is hitting this thing, so now FlyQuest has got to get back out on the map and try to stop him. It's getting down.
FlyQuest is making their way over, but the Otacon is burning very quickly. Shopify Rebellion already have it down to 2,000 HP. They still need a little bit more damage, and Thornbound Otacon is going to be claimed by Contracts and Shopify Rebellion. Now Seos is getting locked up as Contracts tries to use Quad as an escape mechanism. Shopify have lost their support, and surely more bodies are going to hit the floor. Fudge wants to take one with him, and he's going to claim the feat of warfare to do it. Palafox falls here too, so Shopify lose 3 men, but critically, they get 3 kills before together. Quad also chunked down to half, but with FlyQuest having stronger health bars overall, Masu wants to use the momentum to try to take down the tier 1 turret here in mid lane, and FlyQuest
maybe gonna get chased down here.
Yeah, Fudge has been caught in the cage, but now Palafox is ready to assist his top laner. Bwipo ends up falling before he can get the last Q to take down the...
Bwipo went up to the top side. If we can get a quick shot of the top lane minion wave, if there's not going to be a fight here. Oh, they're going to engage, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. We got Contracts under a little bit of pressure as FlyQuest are ready to rally around this mid lane, already committing the teleport from Quad because they want to make sure they can move over as a powerful unit to establish control over the bot side river. But Palafox is ready to arrive here on this right side flank. Bwipo also marching down the bottom lane here, gaining priority over that. He has the Maiden up again as the rest of Shopify squaring off against FlyQuest.
Look at top lane.
Around the side of mid. Top lane, yes, the big wave colliding with the tier 2 turret as the shots continue getting thrown back and forth. Maokai ulti to disengage as Shopify are looking to fall back. They want to claim the Drake, and they've already found it. Nicely done from Shopify Rebellion now with a Hextech Soul. Equalizer flies down over the top as it stops FlyQuest from approaching in time. Fudge is forced to flash over the wall as now Contracts in a little bit of danger, going to get chased down. They need more damage onto the enemy jungler, but they aren't going to find it. Nice bullet time in the clutch. Huge for Shopify as Fudge Fudge takes the kill, but it was B-Boy bringing the bullets. Nicely done. They'll take the kill, they'll take the Drake, they'll take the soul, they'll take the fight. Shopify Rebellion, get it done.
That was huge there for Shopify. Grabbing the Hextech Soul is going to make things really difficult for FlyQuest. That is such a big injection of power into their team, and now they're just pinging over onto the Baron. Inspired is still dead for 20. I think they maybe want to try to make a move onto this. B-Boy is over here. There is a blue ward on it, but they're just starting it right now. They're even going to TP in. Contracts has got to get over here as well. They're going to fully commit and just try to force the Baron.
Okay, so the big thing is there's no ults on Shopify right now. Even though they are in a 5v4, FlyQuest, they will not be punished in these tight corridors like you would normally expect from this composition. But the Baron is claimed. Shopify Rebellion. I wanted to see mid-game calls. I wanted to see macro moves. I wanted to see coordination. And right now, they are delivering.
Yeah, that was really decisive there. They win the fight. They get the kill on Inspired, who barely was missing his flash with that bullet time. And they say, you know what? We're not going to sit on just that advantage. We're going to force the Baron. They go over there. They realize that FlyQuest isn't in a position to contest or even really delay. We'll see if they can find a pick here. FlyQuest stacking in the brush, but can't find it. And now things are going to get really tough. You know, you're dealing with that Baron buff. W5D1 can't really just push out in the side lanes. They're going to look for an engage.
Oh, immediately Contracts jumps into 4, opens up some space for Palafox to follow up with a nice Fate Seal. The Equalizer comes down over the top, but nobody on FlyQuest is dead just yet except for the Maiden. Seos does not hit the dredge line onto Busio, and now he might pay for it with his life instead. Seos so very low. Inspired ends up getting the kill on him as Shopify now have lost the fight and have to back away. A little bit more damage from Masu could seal the fate of Contracts. Palafox wants to cover for him, but a beautiful Essence shift coming out from the Ezreal. Masu
chase him down afterwards. But, you know, you can just push the waves. You can play for that. And Contracts, while he gets a pretty decent engage, he's very separated from the rest of the team. And Fudge was not there yet.
Oh, Fudge. He's right there, though. Quad is just burned to
a little bit. Try to make a heroic comeback. That mid lane tier 2 looking like it's gone. Palafox does take a lot of damage. Is going to be able to finish it off here, though. And this is W5D1 on pros talking about a tier list of the 3 worst pros in the league. He put Fudge on there. Fudge has been playing great.
Oh, Quad getting caught again. The combo, man. They're doing it.
They've got to make it happen here. We'll see if they can do it.
Okay, Inspired immediately finds the engage. It's on to Contracts. If they kill the enemy jungler right here, it's tragedy for Shopify Rebellion. The Maokai tries to get away. Twisted advance back onto the Dragon, but now a nice counterattack coming out from Fudge and the rest of Shopify. FlyQuest health bars have taken some serious damage, and Palafox has made a teleport into the fight. He's found his way into the back line. He's found his way onto Quad. Fudge is still burning, but so is FlyQuest. Nobody's dead just yet, but now everybody falls. FlyQuest has been erased off the map. Shopify Rebellion get a perfect ace for the Elder Dragon.
Oh my God, that TP as well. It looked like Palafox was going to join way too late, but when he TPs in, he gets so much damage on Masu, and then just leaves Masu alive, to go over on a Quad, and then it gets them both low. The snapback kills them both. He gets a double kill on both the carries at the same time. They get the Dragon, they win the fight, and Shopify are pushing to get the dub.
Contracts is left to clean up the buff itself, but Isaac, I don't think they're going to need it. The only person that might even be alive to try to stop this push will be Busio, a lone Alistar against an Elder Dragon. Shopify, they drafted the Wombo combo comp. They did not falter in the mid-game. They made the calls to win the game. 12-6, 35 minutes in. Shopify's taking us to game 3.
That's Contracts going to bust this out, and we'll have to see how he actually performs. You know, I do think Shen ult is used best aggressively, especially because against Nocturne, if you're trying to use it defensively, lights get turned out. You can't ult off the data on this pick because, quite frankly, it's not that popular.
W5D1 in some danger. Fudge jumps right on top of his head, and Contracts with a flash on top to guarantee
that value out of it. And honestly, like, I don't even feel like saving a teammate is enough value. Like, you need to get kills with it, you know? And so sometimes you have to make that tough decision to just let someone die instead of just using an ulti where they're like running away and maybe barely going to survive, because it just doesn't feel worth it.
I really like Inspired going.
Oh, Fudge. I thought he was going to recall. He's not. He's going to die.
Oh, nicely done from Inspired there. You said you wanted value out of the Nocturne and Shen ultis, and Inspired and W5D1 just flipped the switch.
Oh, no, a smelly belt.
That is a nasty belt. Well, he is going for the Titanic first off here as Fudge goes in for the slam. Contracts ready to back him up.
Okay.
There we go. All right, Shopify Rebellion are on the board.
They are kind of locked in the lane here. And Fudge going to be able to get a good trade. He could scoop him backwards as well. Shen is coming, but so is Nocturne topside.
Inspired ulti ends up just going up on the other side of the map instead, and now W5D1 is going to get beat down.
Tornado by Busio. So then he has to flash to kind of get in there. And then the flash has come out from Contract. So they spent so much and we'll see if they can actually secure this. Seo's going to look again.
Okay, problem is Busio on those
teleport.
tornadoes, so tough to deal with. Teleport coming in, now Shopify's got to be careful. Bwipo has already arrived with the Dominus ready to go. Seo's disengaging here with the Shattering Strike. His Contracts wants to try to challenge for the Drake, but it's going to be very tough. Bwipo's into the back line already, looking for a ton of damage here into Palafox, who has to flash over the wall, looking to barely keep himself around. His Contract stuck in the middle of 5 players on FlyQuest, going to drop. Fly, they grab themselves the objective. They get the bonus kill. They'll find another one here onto Palafox as Bvoy and Seos are left to the wolves, and those dogs are barking. Masu in a little bit of danger here, but he ain't dead yet. Bvoy down to 300 HP. Busio trying to keep everybody away, but that was just goofy. He ends up giving a free one back, makes it at least a Shopify Rebellion in gold, no matter how you'd like to measure
Flowers
it.
on the Oregon Trail.
But,
it's not looking good.
Yeah, this mid lane mage as well. Just the nature of League of Legends these days. Nice taunt flash comes out from Contracts. It sets up the seismic shove, but where's the rest of the damage? Palafox with a Weaver's Wall over the wall needs a little bit more to finish off the kill onto Quad. They don't quite have it, and finally they get it, but it's still going to be a 1-for-1, make it a 2-for-1 as the Super Mega Death Rocket sets it up for Inspired to knock it down. The lack of damage on Shopify forced.
Yeah, I mean, now Fudge basically has to force, because they're just going to wait out the Mega Gnar, right? They saw him actually pop that as he went to clear out the wave. Contracts is going to go!
Double taunt coming out from Contracts. He grabs the bottom lane alongside Quad. A lot of damage, but not enough to guarantee a kill, and instead Inspired is going to go on a rampage as Palafox falls. Now Contract getting stunned up without any cooldowns left to play with it. Inspired finds a nice catch on a Fudge and Bvoy both. The Xayah barely gets away with a Super Mega Death Rocket! Fudge flashes out of the way and condemns his AD carry to death. Bwipo is ready to be his judge, jury, and executioner. A double kill over to Masu, and FlyQuest just slammed him.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the fight looked like it was going to be so good for Contracts, but there wasn't enough people there to actually follow up on that taunt from Contracts, so no one goes down on the other side off of that initial engagement. And then it's just FlyQuest taking over. They have more consistent damage.
It does, but it still looks really funny.
It does look really funny, you're right. But I think that, unfortunately, is probably the end of the hopes here for Shopify. You know, I just feel like their carries are just getting way too far behind, and they're not really being able to find a lot.
We will win, guys. We'll win. Just fight.
I'm going to kill them, okay? I'm going to kill them.
Yeah, we're back to live, and we're back to watching Otacon die. And I mean, we lose Otacon, they're on Soul Point, it's 3K advantage, the carries are really fed. This is going to be so hard, especially when it's Orianna and Janna there, because that's double shielding for the Jinx, that's double shielding, you know, plus
Because I have liked the angles that we've seen from Shopify. The catch on Quad in the top lane, I thought was a good catch. The catch on the double combo of Quad and Busio in the bottom side river before the Drake, I think is a good catch, but they just don't have the damage for the payoff.
Yeah, it Krugs or something like that to try to get some rage, but I feel like you just force this and the Dragon's probably gone before Fudge is relevant.
Yeah, there's no way for Fudge to really contribute to this, to charge that bar at all. FlyQuest going to go ahead and start it up.
Yeah, we'll see if they can find an angle here. Fudge going to try to get that Gnar bar ready.
Okay, they've already used the Weaver's Wall on the side of Shopify, but Palafox doesn't find any sort of an angle to go in on anything. Inspired, forcing back Bvoy and Contracts. FlyQuest still grouped up as 5. Seos wanted to make the big engage, but he doesn't find a valuable target here just yet. Bwipo into the back line, looking to put the pressure on Bvoy as Seos is already down. Quad taking the first kill. Bwipo will not be deterred. He's running through all of the defense. They'll finally kill him off, but it's way too late. Fudge gets caught up in the chompers as Inspired continues zoning away the last 2 living players on Shopify Rebellion. Masu gonna keep it up, needs a little bit more damage to finish off Contracts, but does
you know, you have the Rel on a flank. He tries to find a good angle to engage here as Inspired goes forward. He forces out the ulti there from Bvoy, and then it's the engage coming through from Seos. But again, where's the follow-up? There's no one that can actually do any damage. Palafox isn't even in range. Shopify, so unfortunately it does feel like this game kind of ends with a bit of a whimper as an ineffective fight.
Yeah, and Inspired doesn't even get caught by the taunt there from Contracts over the wall. There's the knock wave combo with the Super Mega Death Rocket over the top. They immediately kill Contracts and Fudge both. The front line gone on Shopify's side. Baron is on the map, and it's all but free for FlyQuest.
Yeah, this is going to be impossible to defend. Bwipo is just taking a 1v2 here. Busio's going to come over and defend him. You got Mountain Soul, you got a Janna. there is no damage, it feels like, coming out of Evoy.
Yeah, Bwipo just does not care about this. Palafox finally arrives. Seo still drops. Bwipo in a 1v3. This is that limit testing that we're talking about. He's taking the chances to see how far he can push it. He still gets a 1-for-1 trade while his team, Bwipo, looking to keep that pressure going here in mid, doing exactly what you were talking about. Bwipo is now grouping up with the team. Inspired is the separate pressure over in mid. The Weaver's wall is used to not great effect. It's going to slow down this push just slightly, but they're still going to kill the turret. That's going to get Masu excited. FlyQuest still seeing if they might be able to find some follow-up here, but the zap does not get a slow. So Inspired now just taking the chance. All right, let's keep the mid lane pushed up instead. They also used the paranoia there to stop any chance of Shopify making a move from that Weaver's wall. So Inspired, not quite the same ability to group up with the rest of the team, but he's got Fudge right next to him. He knows as long as I can see him in front of my face, there's a 4v4 over there, and my guys win it every time.
And at this point of the game, you know, only 54 seconds on that ulti cooldown, so it's getting really close to actually being back up. Only 15 more seconds, and it'll have the ulti, basically. So not too big of a concern that he uses it there. Bwipo did use the Dominus as well, so he does not have that available, but all they have to do is just play around these siege minions and try to go careful.
Ooh, might be a catch onto Masu here, who has to pop the cleanse to try to get away, but Bvoy is already dead. He dies with ult and flash up, and that's going to be the end of the game. 3 dead on Shopify as they try to get the last couple of players away, but Palafox is not escaping this spooky ghost. Inspired just running them all down. A double kill back over to Masu, and they finish the ace on the steps of the base. FlyQuest, they might have ended up having to play a full 3 games, but they make this third one the most one-sided of the series. They will take down Shopify Rebellion 2-1.
Nicely done by FlyQuest. They are able to clean it up
and get some early playmaking down with his lanes. I think he has really struggled thus far in this LCS stint to do that, where it was a hallmark.
Right there. It is a huge, huge part of the gold of the camp.
Oh, they're going to flash forward there. He actually catches Scary Jerry with the crash down. Scary Jerry may have to flash, but they're going for Hui. Q flash gets him. Scary Jerry now in trouble as well. Trying to hold on the flash. Doesn't even use it. He's
Back to live. We've got a dragon going on.
Yep, we are on an XU over here. We'll see if Umti can get in range. Not going to be able to. They do take it, and Hui's going to go forward onto Umti. He's going to get shifted back. Umti is down. Tries to flash out, but just dies. Impact has arrived, though. Comes in. XU down very low. Going to get claimed. The feat of warfare there, grabbed up by TL, so they do get a couple kills. But one claim back.
Can we find Umti? Can we make a play? Maybe dive
Yawn.
Yawn.
In trouble here. Remember, he has no cleanse in set 20. He's over the wall. Are they going to go flash forward? There's the combo. Well done. Unfortunately, Hui grabs.
That's good to note because some of the other boots that were also nerfed, the Swifties, have also been picked up in this game.
Not quite as swift anymore.
Not quite as swift, but still swifter than the non-Swifties. As Impact still gets hit without the extra little bit of move speed there. Does get shoved back, still trying to farm under tower.
Yeah, looking on the other side, his castle is getting incredibly low there. APA was getting a lot of damage down. XU going to let the ulti rip, but again, they just can't push Impact out. He's just pretty much tanked up every single bit of damage possible. Avadaga now going hitting the Scion, as Yana's going to get to push mid, and he'll be able to farm plates here.
Yeah, Yon's going to be able to farm plates. You kind of see the power of his Ziggs coming through there, and throughout all of that, Umti was on the Drake, right? So they're able to...
Yeah, Core and Hui both kind of posturing like they want to look for and engage here. DSG ready a little bit earlier, but now TL do arrive, and there's the crash down. They're going to be targeting XU. XU could be in some trouble. With Core on the other side is getting burst down as well. Core's going to have to flash out, and now it is XU going to be the first one to drop. There's the sleep landing onto the Aatrox. He's rooted up as well by the Varus ultimate. It's a double kill for Yon, as Umti wants even more. They're slowing up Hui, and Hui, it may have to flash. He's not going to do it. It's a triple for Yon. He is getting paid, and TL are running away with it.
He ends up dropping second here, as we see Core going on to XU, and even though he takes a lot of damage, is able to flash out right there.
In trouble on live, though. We're going to have to go back as Abadaga looking for a solo kill here. He hit him with the seismic shove. He has him incredibly low. Can he finish him off? There's the last bit of damage coming through. Ezreal ulti was thrown down to the bot lane as well, but not even need. Abadaga gets a critical.
Could be quite big. If Abadaga can just finish off this tower, and with the Void Grub buff, he will be able to do it. So that is not just a mid lane. Yawn here. Yawn is very, very powerful on this Varus. Got so far ahead early on in the game. He does have flash right now, so tracking flash on Varus and then being able to combo CC with the seismic shove to try and get that kill will be paramount for DSG.
Yeah, and as we see this Herald going. Who he is still waiting
like
back here.
Oh, and they may look now. They're going to try to go for the engage onto XU, but here comes Hui over the wall. Good look, and he's going to flash and knock APA into the team into a beautiful ulti there, and the seismic shove. What a combo from DSG. Locks down the mid laner and takes him down, but there's the big sleep coming in from MT. Nice shift over the wall will keep Scary Jerry safe, and this could mean the Dragon here and the objective feats going the way of DSG. That was beautifully played by Hui and XU, but TL look like they're still interested in trying. This is going to be a tough approach, though. Impact is staying around, but Umti going to go to top side, so this should be the Dragon going to DSG.
What a payoff from Hui, right? Because they saw that TL wanted to get that mid prio, drop the Herald mid, set up for Drake. Drake is super important, again, because it is going to go.
Yep, super cheap, super efficient now. Love that discount. Still is going to be Ziggs destroying towers, though, so Team Liquid will increase their gold lead. They return back to the furthest camp away from Otacon in the entire map.
Yeah, he's level 14.
He's on his way
see
now.
if he can actually get there in time, though. TL definitely aware that this is going on. Now the teleport's going to come in from Impact. He has his ulti to join. Remember, Core, no flash from that previous skirmish. This is getting incredibly low. Can they actually nail the smite here and secure it? It looks like DSG will get it and are just going to be able to back right out. They pull off the heist here. That is going to feel so good for them. And now they're going to look for a catch. He knocked back into the seismic shove. Umti trying to flash out. The flash to follow to stun him down, but they can't actually finish the kill. Single-digit health bar there for Umti, but he survives, and Yon takes down Hui.
Core JJ's locket. He just saved Umti's ass.
Oh, they're going to look for a redive here. Obadog is trying to stay around, but Castle and XU are caught out, and they're going to flash in on Yon. Yon's in trouble, but Core JJ is there to peel, and in comes Impact, and it's Castle that gets knocked down. TL do back up their team, and DSG getting pushed back to base here. Have got to be careful. They are extremely low.
Yeah, really, really nice response from Core there to be able to get the CC. They should be able to knock down this turret, their last of that outer ring of turrets, which then they can now go about getting the even more deep wards in, making the map super, super dangerous. And they're going to get this Drake off the back half of it as well.
Umti's going to give me a heart attack.
Yeah.
I swear. He goes all the way up to Krugs when they're down by Otacon, runs down here, and even though DSG get the Otacon, there's TL are still able to win the fight, and TL end up getting that bottom side tower plus Dragon, though on the reset, Abba actually...
So, really good for TL.
XU's going to go there. They're looking for Umti. They know he has no flash, and they're going to land the combo. There's the Ezreal ulti over the top. The Locket does do some work. Double sleep does come through. Abadaga is here, as is Castle. I don't think Umti has a way out of this, but look at the damage coming through from Yon. He's going to try to turn it around. XU limps out to safety, though. They get the pick. Can they turn it into anything?
Do get a pick and then turn it into an uneven fight. That Otacon slow becomes massive.
Going to actually get a catch here onto Castle. Castle just getting locked down and burst down. He is gone in a hurry. SG, Hui now back to fighting shape, and they're going to be pulling the Dragon here.
We'll see. Core now going on a little adventure.
Castle is
for
now
Castle.
caught again. It feels like he keeps getting found out on the side. They're just going to try to rush down the Dragon here. They will be able to secure it. Didn't even look like XU used his smite. That was kind of risky. Castle now going to pop his ult and be able to try to walk out. We'll see if they can actually finish this off. Who he can engage over the side. There's the seismic shove, and it all catches onto APA. APA flashes back to safety. Empty goes in, lands the Drowsy. There's the sleep. It's going to be cleansed off by Scary Jerry. He nails him with the Mystic Shot, gets a kill, and the slows do proc from the Otacon. Combo comes in on Core JJ. That's going to be a flash coming out, getting him out of the seismic shove as Yon is in a lot of trouble in the back line, but he takes down Castle. They are able to get the Dragon at the end of the day here, but DSG do get one kill on the fight. It's traded very equally until APA grabs another on the back end.
Gobi from downtown. APA gets the Tunk. In fact, going to soak some more damage here. He should be okay. APA is dry. No more mana left, so that tower's going down. In the end, the area to work with leading up to Baron. They need a clear path.
Oh, they're going to actually go in. They flash in onto Yon. Yon's in a lot of trouble. He pops the QSS. He's trying to go down to safety, but they're still chasing after him. But a multi-man sleep creates so much space, and the crashdown comes through. They're peeling for their AD carry, and they keep him alive. They get 2 kills, and now it's DSG on the run. Their carries are still here. Abadaga and Scary Jerry trying to kite out, but it's going to be TL with eyes on the Baron. They're going to be looking right for it. XU is still alive, has no flash, but does have the smite critically. We'll see if he can look for a hero play here. The Baron getting pretty low. They don't actually tag Exy with that, and the eyes are on the Baron. I think TL's getting a little bit nervous. Impact is getting low. They decide they're actually going to call it off, but in they go. Is it thanks for the leech here? They refuse to let you go, and they get it with the Ezreal over the wall. Exy will go down, but that is a big take.
He is looking for
Castle.
something, as is Abe.
Yeah, Castle is split from the team, and TL are going to actually look for him. He's able to slide back to safety, and now Huhi trying to find an angle of his own. But he's going to get tagged by some poke here from TL. They're trying to push him out. TL do have the better positioning for now, but Abadoga is going to look for Weaver's Wall, and Hui's going to take the long route around here. is going to get trapped in with the rest of the team, and he gets tagged by everything. The seismic shove is going to get immune, though. Great stasis coming in, and now the knock over the wall again. Hui finds APA. Can they finish him off? Not just yet. Scary Jerry kiting, but it's a double already for Yon, and it's DSG running for the hills. They grab the soul, but at what cost?
Yeah, man, that's so rough for DSG coming out of that. Now they're looking for a potential kill on to Scary Jerry.
The question is, can they end? If they kill Scary Jerry, they might just be able to. Impact going to look for him. There's no flash available. He's going to get chased down. He's going to get taken down. They're TPing in for the end with no carry to try to clear the wave. DSG fought and fought and fought, but it's TL on the push for victory.
What, like, poise, I guess, from TL to kind of come out of these fights ahead, especially when it looked like DSG were going to take it.
Yeah, Huhi is back. Can he buy enough time? Castle's going to be up in 5, but it doesn't look like it matters. There's only a couple minions there, but that is all TL will need. It was close till it wasn't. TL able to dominate the final fight there. DSG claimed the dragon, but TL are going to take game number 1 of this series.
Wow, what a game. So it doesn't matter now, but I did go back and find our answer.
That would imply honesty.
Kind of did say that.
But I could be lying about that.
Well, then you don't got to be honest, yeah.
Then you're not honest at all.
I don't even know what to
That's
believe.
not
on.
like, it will be enjoyable, but you made it sound like a threat.
It is.
Question is he going to play better League of Legends after it?
With the threat hanging over his head.
Yeah, true. Okay, so as far as Nico play goes, though, pretty even as far as the start here. Nico usually really strong lane phase here, and does go for the airy for those trades. Is able to get the early push. Xin Zhao, okay. Xin Zhao actually might do an early Aurora gank from the looks of
top side.
Castle could be in some trouble here. He's going to get slowed down by the Electro Harpoon. He's not level 3, so he doesn't actually have the hop. He's going to have to try to flash, but I don't even think there's a use for it. He's just going to get chased down, ran down. grabs first blood as a shave.
You know what?
He's not a bald man.
I'm going to cut my losses then. I'm going to give up on the Masu argument.
You just take the one that you already won and then pretend that was the one you were campaigning for.
Yeah.
Might be looking for something bot here, too.
Is looking, and they're going to be able to slow them down. Ignite going to get thrown down, and then they're going to go into Scary Jerry. He catches him on the Valk. He gets stunned, but it's a late flash and a barrier. There's the Q to follow. The knockup comes through, and the Acathian Rain gets not 1 but 2. Exy trying to make a counterplay back in mid lane, but there is nothing there for him. APA going to keep chasing him, actually looking to get some damage back, but it's like more from the AD carries.
The bigger
Which would I rather have?
BF sword or the glowing moat in the tier?
I've been told.
It's tough, but I'll take the BF sword.
The moat is glowing. It's not just a regular moat. Does it change your option?
True.
No.
I mean, honestly,
I tried.
It's magic, right? It's magical because it's glowing.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, we got another little fight here in the jungle.
Early game has been looking magical, and so is Core JJ's. They're going to stun Hui against the wall and knock him down in a hurry. You do see Abadoga moving down. Impact does have his TP, so we'll see if he's actually forced to use it, because DSG are also posturing like they want the fight, and Aurora is on a potential flank here. Scary Jerry trying to play through mid. It's actually a TP from Abadoga just from very close range. They're going to go in, and there's the charm landing on Umpty down incredibly low, but he doesn't actually fall. Castle goes in, trying to finish him off from inside the Crescent Guard, but he still can't do it, and Scary Jerry on the other side is getting pushed out. It's a flash follow there from APA. They get the kill there. Yon gets a kill onto Huhi. Impact flash follows. It's a disaster for DSG. It's a 5-for-0 clean ace before 12 minutes. Impact potentially is vulnerable. XU does have his ult very shortly. Core, though, trying to look to overload that top side and set up a dive here on Abadoga. His ult now just comes back up, but he is still in a 1v3. If APA gets this wave in, I don't know that there's really any outplaying the Poppy and the Xin Zhao. So APA gets the push, and now in comes the bad news for Abadoga. He's going to try to fight his way out towards APA, but there's the flash in, there's the Pop Blossom, there's the lockdown, nowhere for him to go.
That's what I'm imagining rugby looks like from your guys' explanations.
Wow.
That was actually me when I got the concussion. Yeah,
Okay.
I was the Ari.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that was concussion number 1.
Yep.
As
They're
I
going to look
see,
for a
yeah,
dive mid
DSG.
lane, cleanse, ult to safety. Yawn in some trouble. They're going to try to chase him down, but they can't get the kill. And now the equalizer going to get dropped. Scary Jerry has to flash. Impact has no flash to follow, but Core JJ is coming in, and you can see APA looking for an angle, trying to get a route here. We'll see if he can find it. Core JJ goes, gets a stun. There's the follow-up, and it is going to be a killing spree for Impact. Castle is gone in a hurry. He has got no survivability at all against that.
It's a disaster for DSG. I thought they might at least be able to get that mid-tier 1 off of that play. They are not. Lose Castle again. Really, really rough. Core's just...
He might win
Can
this.
he kill XU? I think he can.
Oh, he can't even take the Q. He's going to get stunned up. It's going to be a solo kill for Core JJ. If that doesn't say get out the game, I don't know what does.
And it wasn't even close.
No.
That was not even close. That's OP. You get to take Smite as a support, though, man. That's not fair.
True.
Justice for the junglers.
There you go.
Not fair.
Has the Ignite, uses it, kills him off. They're taking the Herald on the top side. No kills, no objectives for DSG in game number 2. We'll see if they can find something to avoid the perfect game. But for now, Yawn going to stay around here. Does have a lot of gold in pocket. You have to think that he would be able to go back and buy. And DSG are closing in on his location. If he face checks, could be in some trouble. Is going to be able to spot Huhi, and Huhi gets the news that he is there as well. But Core now has the full Deadmans. He is rich and looking for any fight available.
This Poppy is so scary, actually.
I mean, it's so much burst damage with the Blood Song and the Deadman's proc is a lot of upfront damage here. So be careful against that wall.
Well, they're looking for the Hex Flash. And there has not been a single perfect game globally in any league since Otacon came in. So
Wow.
this would be the first if TL can do it. I don't know what says we're back more than getting a perfect game.
So since any Otacons came in, including the previous season. Okay, cool.
Yep, this whole year. So since Otacon was introduced, no perfect games at all. We'll see if they can do it. Of course, they're still a long ways off from a perfect game. It is very hard to close out with no kills, nothing going over. And this could be that kill going over right now. We cursed it. They're going to get the first one. APA gets shut down. I'm sorry. Abadaga gets traded back on the other side, and Yawn, Core, and Umpty are here. Here comes the teleport now from Impact. They're going to look for this fight. Umpty's going to go in onto Hui. There's the stun over on a Core JJ. Impact arrives, and Impact is cooking him up. The equalizer gets dropped. Yawn is free firing. Castle trying to do his best to kite out the fight, but in comes the killer instinct from Yawn. It's a double, and it's looking like it's going to be a triple. He flashes off for the wall. The Acathian Rain follows him, but it doesn't do enough. But just now he burns down. I don't even know what killed him over the wall there from Yawn. And at the same time, it's Core in another 1v1. This one against Scary Jerry, and he's down to fight this too. Impact comes in. Scary Jerry going to Valk forward, but there's a TP coming in behind him. Scary Jerry has got to try to finish off this kill right here, right now, or he is in trouble. Abadog is back as well as TL's over on the Dragon. APA's chasing in. They're going to get this kill. Surely with the ulti, the overheat comes out. He gets one. Abadog now on the wrong side of the map. Core is low, but APA just has him corralled, and APA looking for the Pop Blossom is going to be able to nail it. The charm doesn't hit anything. He's trying to finish off Core. It's his only target, but he can't even get that. 18-2 for TL. There's the flash follow from XU. Does connect with the Q. Is he going to be able to chase him down? Pop Blossom comes out, but he gets the kill. Knocks them down. Going to be able to grab a second. They lose the tower top lane, though, and they're going to potentially lose the tier 2 in mid as well. Kind of messed up day for APA. First, Masu one-shots his computer, then I curse him on the perfect game. Our bad. Oh, that was close.
Oof. Yeah, he almost got it.
Would have been cool.
Crazy game from Umpty, though.
1-0-12.
This did really all start with a lot of successful Umpty plays, as Impact should be just fine here. But just like, this game is going one direction, so if I'm thinking about how we got here, you know, big props to him on the early ganks.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. And Hui going to be going one direction. That is back to the fountain. Tries to flash out of safety. Maybe going to be able to survive. Here comes the equalizer. And there's the ulti going down into the back line. Yawn going to be in a little bit of trouble, but there's no follow-up, so he's really okay. Umpty just charging forward, flashing in under the tower. Going to be able to finish off Scary Cherry. It's another triple. It's another ace for TL. 23-3. Whoever drafted Liquid for Fantasy this week, you are eating good.
I'm pretty sure Jat actually said he drafted every single TL member.
Collusion.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Jet has a man on the inside.
You should investigate Jet next.
He's not in the dive league, so we're safe.
It's okay.
Actually, I don't know if he is.
Don't give him a link.
On the execution, slightly higher, you'd say. I don't know if you agree, but I think so. And especially from behind,
So
not
what
fun.
they need to do is get more picks.
Yes, somehow.
Increase the picks.
Keep tapping that board.
Yep.
Step number 1. Let's get it. All
Draft it
right.
for picks,
Meanwhile,
go for the
I mean,
picks.
TL were already not having problems turning whole fights into aces, and now they have Otacon slow to help them with a problem they were not having.
But at least the DSG are making use of the
for the outer tower bounty. But yeah, that is
because the outer it depends on the base because outer towers are lower than all the other objectives.
Yep, exactly. So they are going to be able to likely grab Soul here. But yeah, I mean, there's more of a chance absolutely of comebacks now, you know, with that bounty system getting changed. We got to talk to Riot Froxon on the dive this last week, and he was saying, you know, at that 800
get a little
bit of a chunk onto Umpty, but Ocean Soul, that did nothing, I'm not going to lie. And they are getting the waves pushing in from both mid and top, just trying to kind of sync up these waves. We won't see them get too crazy probably if DSG just wants to sit back and actually wave clear before the Baron. It is somewhat hard to actually force your will on your opponents when they do have decent wave clear, but now they are just going to walk it in. The waves do get cleared out, but in comes Pop Blossom, does connect onto Castle, and Abbedagga are in so much trouble. Abbedagga is gone already, and Huhi trying to peel for him. Castle just running through the base to the other side. The Equalizer is going to get dropped. It's only on Huhi, though, but at the same time, Exu going for it. Umpty getting low. Can they actually turn this around? Scary Jerry is firing. They're going to be able to get 1 kill back. Can they get more? Exu still alive. Yawn is going to flash out and have to cleanse. Uses the ult. Is going to be able to walk it out, but Core is going to go back in. Knocks up 2, knocks down 1. Scary Jerry, Exu, and Huhi are going to be able to hold the line. Honestly, better than I thought it was going to go. In a hurry. It is just getting melted by Yan, and that thing is gone. Exu trying to see if there was an angle for a steal. There was not, and now APA is looking for Exu. He's going to be able to get on top of him, knock him up with the Pop Blossom, and Yan goes legendary. We've heard that one before, as he has been popping off.
We got work to do. Take down these towers.
And they are closing in. The Ocean Soul just allowing them to stay out on the map pretty much forever. That tower is gone, and there is a root down and a kill already on Castle. He is just getting deleted time and time again this game. Core and APA combo him down, and now TL pushing for the Nexus here. We'll see if DSG can find any sort of an angle to engage. The Equalizer is going to get dropped on Abbedagga. He is back to the fountain. This tower is going down in the hurry, and over on the other side, Scary Jerry is caught, and he is gone. The barrier did nothing. Core going to go forward because of course he is. He has been dominating this whole game. TL have a close game 1, but a dominant game 2, spearheaded by Umpty. Really good early game, really good late game. They crush DSG. They get their revenge. They